Real race car shit right here. I logged on to Facebook Marketplace for the first time like a couple days ago since buying the $800 V70 on there. That was literally the last time I logged on to Facebook. I went back on there and immediately I saw something that I was like, I gotta buy this thing. So today I'm buying a crashed Volvo R. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm in this deep. It's like now that I'm making videos about it, I'm like, oh yeah, but it's cool, right? It'll go on the channel. Like, it's for the channel, but here I am now hoarding Volvos. So enjoy the video. I can't believe I'm doing this. Man, it is just pouring rain outside right now, but I'm on my way to San Jose with the U-Haul car trailer hooked up behind me. And I really hope this thing is the way that it was described online, but we'll figure that out in a couple hours here. We'll check out the car together and I'll see you in San Jose. Are you ready?
I could imagine this being hard. So people are gonna think that you crashed yours.
All right, so picked the car up last night, 12 hours of driving. Here it is all the way from San Jose. Looks a lot different in the daylight. As you can see, there's a small scratch. I need to unload this off the trailer because I have to get this back to U-Haul. So I just put a battery in it and I'm gonna show you how to unlock this thing with a piece of bamboo. So here's what we're gonna do. The window switch on this side is broken, so we're gonna try and, oh God, is that gonna work? I broke the bamboo. Let's go. Yes! Look at that. Easy money. Oh, battery's dead. If only I had another Volvo sitting nearby. Would you look at that? Another Volvo. Let me try and say it without sounding out of breath. Just got the battery. Oh, real race car shit right here. Make sure it's in neutral.
Okay. Listen to this thing, it sounds so good. There it is, off the trailer. Thank you. All right, that seemed like the hard part, but I actually have to drive this car decently far to my garage because the street that my garage is on is super small and there was no way I was fitting that trailer in there. So here goes absolutely nothing. It starts right back up. It's got the original R airbag. These were recalled. Let's hope we see no cops. Yes, officer, everything's fine here. It's got the screen that doesn't pop up properly. The old check engine light on. give her a rip. I was gonna check my mirror, but that's not happening. Alignment's pretty good. It is actually driving smooth. Oh, don't mind this door.
This is my new to me crashed 2004 Volvo S60R. I can't believe I actually bought this thing, but I saw it on Facebook a few days ago, and the moment I saw it, I saw the price. I knew I had to go buy this thing. I haven't personally dug into this car yet. I haven't even had the time to properly take a look at it. I picked it up, dumped it here, and that's been that. So today what I want to do is kind of go around the car, check it out, see what kind of parts are on it, see what the damage is like, and just see what I got myself into here. So let's take a look around this thing, see what kind of damage there is, see what kind of parts there are on this car, and just try and decide what I'm gonna do with it. So right away, you could see kind of a huge amount of damage here on the front driver's side. What happened was he was chasing some buddies, I think, in the canyons, understeered into a tree, and the tree just took off this fender, scraped up the whole door, literally cut right through it like some kind of razor blade, and dinged up the rear door as well as the rear quarter panel. Got a nice little beating. In terms of structure, there actually is quite a lot of damage. So right here, you can see this whole, I don't know what to call this, is bent in. And then if you come over here, inside of the cabin, the B pillar is pretty mangled as well. I think with all that damage, this car is just not worth fixing. Even if it was perfect, this car might sell for $5,000, $6,000 with a salvage title if it was like mint, and that would cost a lot more to do, especially since I'm not experienced in that kind of thing. So unfortunately, I think this will be a parts car. I think a parts car is really exciting though, because there's a ton of really cool parts on here that I want to take off, spread across my two Volvos, and I'm sure I can sell a ton of the pieces in here that will live on in other people's projects and other people's cars. It'll also help me make some of the money back, and I think it's just a good way of recycling kind of the nice things out of here without doing a ton of work trying to save this, when in reality it's just too far gone, I think, for what the car is worth. And especially knowing Volvo owners, they don't buy salvage title cars. They don't buy sort of crashed cars. They want their safety, you know? And this is just a lot of uncertainty. Even if I learned to do all this, put a ton of money and time into it, it would just be worth nowhere near how much it would cost to fix. So let's get into the good stuff then, which is what parts will I be taking from this car? What parts will I be selling on? Because there are a ton of them. When I saw this thing, I knew I had to buy it just because of what was on this car. Let's start with the wheels. I actually don't know much about wheels. These were kind of a bonus for me. I think these are replicas of some BBS wheel. They say flow forming. Is that supposed to say flow formed, or is that actually a flow formed wheel? I don't think so. They cost $250 a piece. This one unfortunately is mangled. This one would need to be replaced. I don't know how this is still holding air actually. Kind of impressive with a ding that big in there. Of course, right away, one of the lovely things you get off these cars are the Brembos. On all four corners, they look like they're in good condition. And it's stuff like that that I'm excited to pull off this car and put on future projects. The rear Brembos look good as well. The rotors actually look pretty good. So that's nice if I wanted to just throw those right onto another car. From the exterior, I don't think I'll be using much other than maybe a taillight for my own car. On the front here, the hood is completely bent as well. There is an R headlight that I'll probably sell on Facebook for somebody who needs one. Again, on the other side, the wheels have a little bit of curb rash, but the brakes look good. This is definitely usable.
Let's hop into the interior though, because there are some really cool things in here. Right away, you can see why I probably bought this car. The manual swap. It has a 6-speed M66 Spaceball manual transmission. On these cars, that's kind of the golden ticket, and the manual swap itself is worth a lot more than I paid for this thing. So just having that alone, I think, was worth it for me. The rest of the interior looks very nice for a Volvo of this mileage. The passenger seat does have just a little split there, but other than that, the leather's actually in amazing condition. And the passenger seat is even better. That is a minty seat for these Volvos. Usually these are all torn up, cracked, but these actually look really nice. Looking at the interior, I love the way that this is angled towards the driver. The Spaceball is obviously awesome. I've never actually seen one of these functioning because they're almost always broken. Center console is in really nice condition. In the back here, there is one, if not both, door cards. The back seats are in decent condition, and he gave me kind of a whole box of parts, so we'll flip through that. For the exhaust, this has a muffler delete, which it actually sounds ridiculous. It sounds really loud, and I kind of like the sound of it, so just for fun later, I might throw that on my S60R just to compare it to the IPD, see what a muffler delete sounds like, because I actually kind of like it. So that's all very cool, but let's get into the real goodies under the hood of this car. These sometimes hold themselves up, so let's see how that does. First of all, this nice beefy intercooler. This is made by Snob or Snab. It replaces the weird dual stock intercoolers. It is huge. It goes all the way up to here. This is a pretty expensive kit to buy. It comes with a new overpipe that goes over the top of the engine from the turbo to the intercooler. That's an awesome piece. You can see the rest of the piping down there. That is an awesome thing to have. I'll definitely be bolting that on one of my cars. This looks like an aftermarket bushing for the upper engine mount, but it's honestly got some play in it as well already, so I think that is probably trashed. The engine itself is obviously running. It's in good condition. I'll probably sell that on Facebook to somebody who needs one, or save it for like a rebuild or something. There's some aftermarket vacuum lines that look kind of cool. They're color coded, but down there is the manual transmission. I'll definitely be pulling that out. This next piece though, when I saw it on the car, I was like, okay, this is worth more than I'm paying for the whole thing already. Back there is a brand new OEM K24 turbo. As you can see, it looks brand new, super shiny. These are incredibly expensive. The guy I bought this from said that his car was down for a while. He put the new turbo on and just a week later had the accident, which is super unfortunate. Other than that, the 4C active suspension was somewhat recently replaced, so those shock absorbers are significantly newer, which is definitely pretty cool. I think he said they had about 15,000 miles on them. I could definitely use those on my R because I think those are starting to go out, but we'll have to see what the condition of this shock absorber is, see if it's kind of bent from the accident or if it's still in good shape. Unfortunately, I don't think this is fixable. There is just too much structural damage there. The whole B-pillar here is completely mangled. Even if this was restored, it would never be as structural and safe, I think, as it was. So I don't know if I would say it's unfortunately, but this is gonna be a parts car. I'm gonna be taking all the very cool parts off of this thing. This car will easily pay for itself as well once I sell some of the parts that I won't be needing. So this will be a part out, and at the end I think I'll just scrap the shell because it's just so far gone. So in the next video, I'm gonna be tearing this whole thing apart, taking off all the valuable parts, selling some things, and then scrapping the shell. If you're new to the channel, please check out some of my other videos. I have a whole video series on a manual transmission V70 that I did an engine replacement on. And if you haven't watched my S60R video as well, I'll link it right here. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.